Hello and welcome back to another episode of One Kick from Glory. My name is Clive. I'm joined as usual by Craig on my left.
Peace.
I got Matthew across from me as well.
What's
and
up?
Today we have a very special guest. We've got Kai Edwards in the building.
It's nice to be back, guys. Nice to be back.
We're up in the
Glad we talk
quota.
about football.
Hey, listen, man, we're going to have fun today. You know,
Yeah.
we're up in the quota of Arsenal fans. We had a Liverpool fan with us last week, and we felt like that was good fun, but let's make it Arsenal takeover.
Yeah.
So, you know how we do. Right. We had a lot of interesting things happening this month. December has started off really badly for all of us. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is gone.
Oh, man,
you
what a
know what?
shame,
Like,
what a
like
shame.
we were saying before we started recording, Watford had one job.
One job.
Calmly draw or comfortably lose.
Yeah.
Do not win. And if you're going to win, don't embarrass them with
go-
2 late goals and a knee slide celebration. You can't do that.
Nah.
Selfish.
No.
Selfish.
Ruin the party, man.
Ruin the party.
It's just not, it's not
So
on.
good.
Thanks, Watford. Thanks
Innit?
a lot.
Yeah, it's not on. So we're going to go on and talk about Manchester United a lot. And actually, you know, since we're here, let's start there. They had a fun game at the Bridge on the weekend. Tied a little 1-1 draw. The Michael Carrick effect is quite interesting. And in fact, let's start off with the thing that's, I guess, the most alarming thing and interesting from a football perspective. They played with tactics. They actually pressed. They pressed. They built out from the back. They had some semblance of an identity. For you, Matthew, looking back on that game, what were your immediate thoughts? Because I'm guessing going into it, you were thinking, okay, that's a nice, cheeky 3 points. Thank you very much. Job done. We'll move on. But it wasn't the case.
No. What? No. Can we just blame Watford again? Because this is clearly all their fault. Because I would have been much more confident if Ollie was still there because they were just literally going on for a ride and getting beaten every single weekend. So I knew when he was gone, I saw the news the next day, I was like, oh, okay, this might be a little bit different. Then Valencia came and I was like, oh, this might also be a little bit different. And then it came and I remember watching the game thinking, and after the first time thinking, something is going to happen. Something is going to go down. And lo and behold, as well as I know my club, something did go down. Jorginho, I love the man. I love the man. I love the man. But it's almost as if he's having flashbacks for when he played you guys at the Bridge, thinking, if I pass back to the keeper, it's all going to go well. It didn't go well. He had the touch of a rhinoceros. And poor man, and then of all the players to score, and I love the kid. Of all the players to score, Jadon Sancho finds his thing against the Blues, against the Chelsea. I'm thinking, this really? Is Charity FC going to come back again? Thank goodness he redeemed himself with the 1-1. But I was just like, this should have been a lot easier than what it was. But why does it always seem to be us? Where we're the first team to play after they lose their hopeless manager? Because we all know individually they got stars, and then they're not a bad club. And clearly, even with someone like Michael Carrick at the helm, they looked half decent.
I still think you should have won that game, though. You had way more chance.
Of course we should have,
Rudiger could have scored.
Oh
Rudiger,
my God,
Miss was
yeah.
terrible.
Werner.
Werner,
It's
like,
like a
I don't
broken.
know
It's
what
like a
this
broken
guy-
record on another day.
No, but the Werner miss here was a world class tackle by Van Bissaka.
Yeah.
Last ditch tackle. One of them tackles where you have to, if you get it,
That's a sentence you don't hear very often. A world class tackle by Wan-Bissaka. That's a first.
Yeah, that is a
and
first.
it didn't help also with David De Gea being on job for the first half and proving a point to Michael
But now
Carrick.
he's saved them so many times this season already, man. Like,
Yeah, against Watford. Against the first half against Watford, he actually did quite. No, it wasn't Watford. Was it someone else? Was it Man City?
Man
He did
City,
He
yeah,
did really well. But
yeah. Then they just made them look like a joke after.
Yeah,
Even though it was
no,
only
like-
2-0. Like they acting like it was a training game.
it was like, hang on now, we're Man City. But no, I was very, very, very annoyed, very quiet for the rest of Sunday evening because I was just like, it's a good thing it was a Sunday because this would have been really frustrating for the rest of the weekend. So thanks, Watford. One job. You could have just wait because once we got them a beat, that would have been fine. But no. Man up. No, I can't make excuses. We should have won the game.
I guess one of the interesting things, with all of this is that obviously Michael Carrick has been caretaker for a couple days, games, 3 games. This will be his last game tonight against Arsenal. And thoughts and prayers for both teams involved, and hopefully the result goes right for the team away that normally play red and white. But
Yeah.
putting that to one side for a second, obviously they've brought in Ralph Ragnick now on a 6 months contract, and then he's going to have a consultancy role for 2 years.
Yeah.
For you, Kai, when you heard that news, because for me personally, like that news, I was like, oh nah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
serious,
like
man.
I've been with Ragnick. I've been like I've heard about this guy for a good ever since we got rid of Wenger. I've heard the name Ragnick, and I sort of get like Klopp and Tuchel model their sort of press against it, but around him. And I think United have gone the best way approach of this, because what he's been doing for the past 5 years has been squad building, like clubs all around the shop and everything. Like you see RB Leipzig, he's come through with them, like turned them from a Division 3 team into a Champions League contender. Well, not contender, but in the Champions League. So they've gotten in for that initial 6 months, which is smart because they're not going to find a world-class manager in that time. And then, they just have him overseen for the next 2 years. It's the first time since Ferguson's left where I can say, well, they've actually done something smart. Like, a very smart appointment. Now they just need to give... they're obviously going to throw money at this guy, but they have to do it the right way. Like, people have to see United now as a squad rebuild, a bit like what we did. They have to clear out all the deadwood. Even that they've got stars, they can't have any passengers with this style of football. Because
true.
Harry Maguire can't fit the press football.
Slabhead has
He needs to go. He has to go. He has to go. Like,
I'd
if they
say
wanna-
the first one at the door,
Yeah, same. Because can you imagine Harry Maguire keeping up with that football?
Not gonna happen.
So I can see the vision they're going, but United have never been a high pressing team. This is going to take years for them, but they're going to have to accept that. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. I'm not fearing at the moment, but I'm fearing in the next few years.
Yeah, for me, it's because I remember having this debate with friends about between Arsenal and Man United, who are better placed in terms of the post legacy manager rebuild, right? So when you look at it I guess taking this summer out of the equation, you would have always said that they were better placed because they spent the money.
Yeah.
Even if they spent it badly, you just knew eventually
they'll
they will
get
get it right by accident. But the difference now is, like, I think that's going to be the massive debate now. Who's got the better building project? Because
Well, you can see what we're actually doing
Yeah.
now. That's the beautiful thing.
That's
Like,
true.
with United, you still clueless to actually that's probably going to change in the next few months. But before, they'll go and buy all these players, but you feel like, how are they going to fit them into the same team?
I think for me the big thing is going to become January. If Man United make a serious signing, if Man United in January bring in a top quality central midfielder, and they bring in a defensive prospect,
we got a problem.
then I'd say, okay, this is now, there's some planning here.
We've got
Because I quite like how they do their windows now. It's like, they
just think
get
about
good
a big
pieces,
name,
but,
yeah.
Shirt
it
sales
doesn't
and
always
that.
fit. Like
Shirt sales,
Sancho
yeah.
is a good signing in isolation, but I wouldn't say it was needed.
No.
Rafael Varane, well done, great, needed.
No,
Ronaldo,
it wasn't needed. Wasn't needed.
it wasn't needed, but it's been justified regardless because he's been scoring the goals.
Yeah, but still, I feel like I honestly feel like they only signed Ronaldo because of that Man City link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it wasn't even like hot link. It was just like, was it Romano who just said that?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
City are looking at him, and
And then everyone got
Yeah.
on the phone. Rio got on the phone.
Oh,
Salas
yeah,
got
yeah.
on the phone. Ollie got on the phone. I bet he was like, "Hi Ronaldo, it's Ollie." Hey George, deal with this, please. I don't want his call. If it's Sir Alex, I'll take it. If it's Rio, I'll take it. Ollie, I don't want his calls. Imagine Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer calls Ronaldo, gets put to voicemail. Rashford calls, gets answered on the first ring. Hey boy, what's up? Yeah, I'm coming back. Don't worry, I'll see you guys later. Madness.
Like crazy. Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think they've hired a very smart tactical brain and a person who can give them the structure which they lack.
they lack. That's what needed,
you know,
structure. But
Yeah. But the question is, how long will it take? Because you can have the smartest minds in the world. They can even have the best manager in the world.
I'm sorry, but a rebuild on their scope is going to take the same. It's going to take the same amount of time it's going to take us. Because sure they have the money, but we've learned it's not all about the money. You need actual like plan.
True.
Because what United have been doing since Ferguson left is just leave it to like they just see it through a commercial perspective. So like I remember their first was their first signing after Ferguson, Di Maria or something like that.
Big sign.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
big
because
sign.
Moyes took on the same team that Fergie had when
Yeah.
no one last won the league. Yeah.
But that signing, sold shirts. But look what happened with it.
Yeah, that was.
And
that
then it
was a
just
bust.
started going, things like that, just kept going on
The
and
people
on. And on.
there, the guys there, don't they?
I'll
They know nothing about football.
Not as a flop, but I'll put Pogba into the sort of same bracket as that because they've obviously signed him back because they're saying, oh yeah, look, he's great at Juventus. He always had an attitude problem with Ferguson. That's why Ferguson got rid of him. But they'll think, you know what? Yeah, he'll bring back all shirt sales. He's gonna win us the league and all that stuff. He didn't do jack shit.
He hasn't done it.
Yeah, he hasn't done that
He
shit.
really hasn't. I think Pogba is probably one of the big disappointments because, like, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so wavy, but my goodness, he's so frustrating. It's like sometimes just keep it simple, mate. Just make a simple pass.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll stay.
Yeah, but talking about players that are talking about glory and bringing back winning stuff and everything. Of course, we had the Ballon d'Or as well.
Oh my God, what
this
a
past
joke.
weekend,
What a
and
joke.
it was like I mean
What a
there
joke.
are okay. We have a lot to talk about this year in particular.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the voting does not
It's
make
exposed
sense.
It's exposed it.
It
Like,
doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Maybe the top three we can argue about.
Why is Mo Salah
I feel
not in
like
that
the top
top three?
we can here and there, but like oh my
there's
God.
there's no way convince me that Jorginho finishes above Mo Salah. I don't care what trophies what teams he's involved in because of trophies and all that. Mo Salah is a better player than Jorginho last year by goals and by performances. Like, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but he carried that Liverpool team all last season.
Mane stopped scoring.
Yeah,
Firmino
Salah
stopped
came in.
scoring.
Salah came
Jota
in.
got injured for a long time.
yeah.
He
Salah
essentially-
carried that.
Salah
He
was
essentially
injured.
carried them back into
Yeah.
the
Carried
top.
him back.
But I guess the
thing.
issue is then has Jorginho won it because of the fact that his country won as well.
Yeah, no, they do it based on merit. They did the rankings based on merit, and then who else I listened to talk about this? Like, I forget their name, but then they basically put it's like it's done mostly on clout because sure, like Messi is Messi.
Yeah.
You can't really like get too
And
frustrated.
they won Copa America.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well,
you
so
can't
it's
get
like,
too.
understand.
With number one, I wasn't that frustrated, but like it was the order they did with the other ones. Like,
Yeah. I don't get how.
Who was the top 10?
Mbappe's-
The top 10 was.
So the top 10 is in. I'll go from 10 through to 1. So number 10 we've got Donnarumma,
Yeah.
yeah,
which we can get into that in a second. Mbappe at 9, De Bruyne at 8, Salah at 7, Ronaldo at 6. So again, there's already a problem there. N'Golo Kante at 5, Benzema at 4, then Jorginho
Jorginho
third,
3,
Lewandowski
Messi,
second,
yeah.
and Messi tops it.
I think Lewandowski should have. He deserves one.
I mean, they made a whole new award
Yeah,
for striker
for-
just
yeah,
for him
just-
because
yeah.
they knew. I think even last year he should have won it because
Yeah.
what 50 odd goals.
Yeah, got written off because of COVID.
At
didn't they?
Champions
Yeah,
League.
they cancelled because of COVID.
Bundesliga.
Which I don't understand. They could have just done it over Zoom or something.
Yeah, that's it. Just do it over Zoom. You know he's gonna win. Here's a trophy, guys. I'm so honoured.
I think,
Like,
I think like it's very hard for players in the German league to win Ballon d'Or. I think only
So it's really a two-team league.
yeah,
Isn't
like
it?
England and maybe Spain.
I think it's hard for a player that's not an attacker to win it because I think
Cannavaro
Cannavaro that was in 2006.
and let's be honest, should he have really won it?
Probably should have won.
Probably
that season.
not.
Only
No,
one player.
not 2006. Omri was not
5.
No.
2004,
Three and four was
Three
the
and
ones,
four,
yeah.
yeah.
Because
But
even
06 now.
because before Ronaldo and Messi arrived, it was different players every single time. Ronaldinho won it, Cannavaro won it, Nedved won it. I think who else? Someone else.
Kaká
won it.
Yeah.
You know,
But you have to remember the Ballon d'Or is just like it's basically like it's not an actual official footballing body. It's a French publication basically. Like at the end of the day, sure the players get to vote into it, but they're probably thinking, oh, what's going to look the best in the magazine?
I mean, I don't get how Mbappe is number 9. I don't get how.
Well,
I mean, Salah should be
his
top
Euros, his Euros were sus, remember?
3. Salah should be top
Yeah.
3. Like,
Yeah,
how is
Salah
he
should-
7?
yeah.
How is Salah behind Ronaldo? Like, I know it's Ronaldo, but this is a
To be honest,
nonsense.
Ronaldo had a poor season last year for Juventus.
he did. Yeah,
They didn't win anything,
No.
and they sacked their manager after that. So, and Ronaldo was bought by Juventus to win the Champions League. And
Didn't
he-
work.
And it
Didn't
didn't
work,
work.
no.
and they were poor last year.
They were
Juventus
very
did.
poor. Then they lose against Porto. I think Porto
Champions
knocked them
League,
out.
yeah.
Porto
And
knocked them
Ronaldo was
out.
on his knees crying because
Yeah.
he realised like this has not worked out the way it is, or because it was Pirlo as manager and that didn't work. That definitely didn't work.
So that was the first main controversy. The second one is, of course, the top 10 goalkeeper, the Yashin Trophy. Donnarumma wins. And I'm sitting there thinking, but Edward Mendy's right there. He's
Yeah.
right- he rated second, which I don't understand that at all.
This
That I don't
the
understand.
Ballon d'Or one, I've calmed and cooled to it. The order of the players
can kind of, yeah.
his thing. But as for the win, I still don't think he should have won. I think Lewandowski should have won. But it's an easy pill to swallow.
Yeah.
This one
I don't get
got
it,
me
man.
good, and it still has, because you wanna. We live in this age where we talk about inclusivity, we talk about diversity, and I'm not one of these ones. I'm happy to go along with it, but I'd rather rate players on merit and what they do on the pitch. So I find it difficult in this year and age where this is still an issue, and again that came up, and it's hard not to be like, he might have a point. It's such a shame that I have to think that way. But how could? What else am I supposed to think? Like, yes.
Let's start off with the first key
How
point.
else?
In the marketing materials that they produce for the actual nomination.
Yes.
He is the only goalkeeper who's in a generic kit.
Yeah.
Everyone else is in their country's
Yes,
kit, and
yes,
for some
yes.
reason, the Ivory Coast is just a generic Puma kit.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on a minute, what's going on here? Like, that's weird.
Casper was in his. Donnarumma was in his.
I was like, that's a bit weird. I was like, okay, fair enough. Okay, that's a one-off. Maybe it's just a little thing. But this, because if you're saying the best goalkeeper in the world, okay, don't remember they won the Euros,
Yeah.
but he didn't have a good season domestically.
Poor season.
No, very
Terrible season.
Yeah.
Edouard Mendy was like, I mean, he's a late bloomer. I think he's surprised everyone how well he's performed.
Yeah.
Not himself. He always believes in yourself, but he's surprised everyone else. For him to be number 2,
Yeah, it's a bit pissed
it's
off.
just
It's a bit.
man.
It just screams. It just produces a lot of questions, and questions like, really, like, I mean, not he's come in like relatively, like, kind of almost under the radar to replace our already record paid keeper. He's come in and he's transformed the team. And I know he came under Frank, but under Tuchel, he was revolutionised. The amount of the saves he makes, the clean sheets he has. He's one of the main focal reasons why he's able to win the Champions League, the Super Cup, why we're still on top of the Premier League, and we know we've got the Club World Cup next year. The rise that he has had is like it's unbelievable. And I know CONCACAF's coming out in January, February next year, right? But someone else said, I think it was, I can't remember which publication it was called, but it's almost as if, like, if it's not to do with the Euros, they don't want to know. So other secondary competitions, like not secondary, but equivalent to the Euros, like CONCACAF and Copa America, it's almost like they turn
their nose.
They
to
turn
it.
their noses to it. So
Yeah.
because it's just in the, Africa.
I think it boils down to it being a French publication. He runs
Yeah.
it like that, to be honest.
But how
It's madness.
that one gets me.
Well, I think this one like really exposed what like the inaccuracies in it, because even the players, it wasn't Messi's acceptance speech. He basically said Lewandowski should have got it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a problem when the actual nominees are starting.
Although, no, I think he was talking about for last year.
Oh right, okay.
He said they should have given it to him for last year's trophy. I think for this year's one, I think Messi deserved it just for Copa America alone, because he went up a level. Yeah. Although, to be fair, in the finals, it's always Di Maria that performs the best. in every final for Argentina, Di Maria has always gone like an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10 performance. This one, 10 out of 10. The World Cup one, which they didn't win, I think it was like a 9 out of 10. He always balls out for his nation. But Messi, that tournament, you could tell he wanted it.
Yeah.
And the players, no matter what happened, they were going to win that trophy. Even if they had to resort to some dirty cheating, which they didn't. They did not. They didn't have to against Brazil. But if it came down to it, something would have happened.
Yeah.
Even if Messi has to take a red card against Neymar, he would have done it. He would have been like, "You're my boy, but I'm sorry, cuz I'm taking you out."
That'd be an awkward return to the French season for that.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah.
The Messi one's it's an easier pill to swallow. It's so much easier. But the goalkeeper one, no.
So I guess one thing I'll say like on this is like our last thing on this kind of point is, in the post Messi and Ronaldo era, who is going to be the first Ballon d'Or winner?
Salah. I think it'll be Salah.
And do we think it'll be this season that we'll have to transition, or do we have to wait another year?
I think it'll be this
I
season.
think it'll be this season, yeah.
Because Salah's got 19 goals already this season. Messi, how many goals Messi got this season?
Messi's not having a good season.
He's not having a good year.
Should have come to the Premier League.
I think he would have struggled more in the Premier League than he does in France.
If he was at City, I think he'd be fine.
Well, yeah.
We'll get the better. He might even get the better out of him.
Exactly where he should have
Yeah,
gone.
because you have a whole team working around him, not just like. It's like it was a Carragher said the other day. It was just like the front three.
They don't track back. They just stand there, make the rest of them.
You can only afford to have, but that level of football, you can only afford to have one passenger, if that, and they had 3.
I think it's I can understand Messi doing what he does. I get it to an extent. Neymar, a little bit.
Yeah.
Mbappe, you're not old. You're 22.
You should be running
You
up
should
and
be
down.
moving.
Bang, 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 bang.
Mbappe has it. Like, I know he's done a lot of stuff. He's very talented, all that kind of stuff. But his ego, he needs to calm down. Like,
I
you
think
can
it's-
track back a little bit.
Like with the Mbappe situation, yeah, like I feel like it's because of that first initial loan when Paris found out about him, what sort of made his career go this way. Because imagine being an 18-year-old and a team's loaning you for 150 million a loan, and then they want to bought him after.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
madness.
Actually, crazy. Like that's gonna put to any person. That's gonna put ego on them, innit? But he is a talented player. Would have loved it if he actually came to Arsenal in the end, but
Honestly, see, that's the thing with Arsene Wenger and these little dinners, man.
yeah,
Like, he got a pattern. See, Sir Alex Ferguson, when he has dinner with you,
you know you're signing.
you know he's signing.
Yeah.
They messed up Ramsey because he wasn't there.
Yeah,
So they thought, oh yeah, you see my assistants.
Yeah,
Wenger
yeah.
gave him the tour, that's why he won. But every other player, Ronaldo, when he met up with the mom and did the phone chat, game over. And
with
Wenger
Wenger,
tries.
well, I
man.
think have you watched the Arsene Wenger documentary?
Not yet.
I watched it the other day, and you can sort of tell how that happened because he's a very professional person, but he's also very honest. So I can imagine he said to half these players, "I can imagine you could do it at any other club or something like that."
That's a mistake.
I can just imagine him saying like, because you know when they're complimenting a player, saying, "Oh, I can see you like becoming one of the top 3 players in the world." You're supposed to follow that saying at Arsenal. You're not supposed to just say that to them.
Other clubs.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I wonder if his approach to stuff has changed because I know a lot of players that we've got in the past that are very promising and that we had competition for. He used the way he would sell. It's not he wouldn't just sell the Arsenal project. He would sell them on what he would do for their careers as well.
Yeah.
Similar thing to what Mino Raiola and Jorge Mendes do with their clients.
Yeah.
People don't like either of them.
Yeah.
Raiola is hated
clubs
more
hate him. All the clubs hate him.
But you know what I like about Raiola? He maps out a plan for his clients. He says, "Listen, this is where I'm going to take you. This is your career path. I'm going to take you there. Don't worry about how I get you where you need to get to. Let me deal with that. I will like Haaland. Haaland's chilling. He knows that the big move is coming. I don't have to worry."
I hope with Haaland, he just has the morals not to go to United after what they did. Roy Keane did to his dad.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
That I feel like that'll be a deal with the devil. If he
I
goes
think
to
England
that
is
as well.
definitely his next move.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
hope it's not United.
You know,
If
But
Arsenal-
they got forwards. Why would they need him?
If Arsenal get a Champions League next season, we need a striker badly.
Yeah, we do.
should try to go for him.
Yeah,
If
that's
we get Champions League football,
we're
Champions League
we're
football.
about 2 years out from getting Haaland because for him to come to Arsenal, we have to be. We
Well,
need to be.
well,
where
to-
Liverpool
to-
are right now.
to be honest,
Odegaard
with-
is there, so
yeah,
they're both friends.
To be honest, with like if this was like a season ago, like I would say we can't attract any big names. But now that we actually have a project, players can look out from the outside and be like, oh yeah, I could jump on that. Like I'm not saying Haaland's going to come to us, but I'm saying
if we're in the Champions League next
if
season,
we're in the Champions League next season, that changes the whole
and you know, it's not just in being in Champions League. Though. It's like if he's gonna come, it must be that we're gunning for the league title at the same time. That's why I think it's probably it'll be another season before. But I don't know. With Arsenal, we're a very weird.
we just have to see what happens this season. To be
Just
honest,
gonna have to run with it. But yeah, you said you mentioned before the podcast you were at the game at the weekend against Newcastle.
Yeah.
You saw Aubameyang's wonderful miss. But before we talk about that element of it, I guess for you being like back in the stadium, because I have been a couple of times this year since post lockdown and stuff, and it's just like the atmosphere is different. It's nice.
Yeah, because
How'd you find
we take like I think the lockdown made us realize how much advantage we were taking with like our facilities. That and tickets are cheaper as well this season. That's probably what's helped. So I've been to like 5 games this season already, and the atmosphere has definitely been way better from what I remember. Like before, it was like if let's say like someone makes a good tackle, you hear like a few round of applauses. Now it's just like you hear people start screaming and all that, going along with it. I love it, and I think we're getting better. It's good we're getting better songs as well because it started with North London Derby, that Tottenham Get Battered song. That's what that's what started like the atmosphere sort of building back up at Emirates, and after that, now we got the Saka and Smith Rowe song. So I'm walking. I go to games on my own as well. Yeah, so I'm walking up the stands, and all I can hear is people singing. I'm like, yes, this is what we want. This is what we want. But that game the other day was freezing. I'm see that miss was the worst thing I could have seen in those conditions. Yeah, because I'm standing near the upper tier in the corner, wind hitting me in the face, and all that chance happens. We'll stand up. and I have direct view, and I hear it hit the post as well.
Oh,
I was fuming. But yeah, we won the game in the end, so can't complain about the 3 points.
So
but
when you look at it, like, because I feel like Arteta's building something quite interesting, and I think there are still things to be concerned about.
Yeah, there's so
and
much.
I'm very happy with the progress. I feel like the signings they've made so far justified,
structured
just
signings.
makes sense.
Yeah.
The back. We have a back five now.
I can finally like rest when we lose the ball in like
Same.
well, not say like dangerous scenarios, but like when it's like just over in our side of the half. Like before, when we lose the ball, I'll have a heart attack. Now I'm just like, no, we got some defenders there. It's good, but
We look good. My main concern is that our chance. We don't create enough chances. I think the Newcastle game was an improvement, and the numbers were better, and we had more shots, made more chances. But I still feel like the volume of chances that we need to create. Because I looked at the Liverpool Everton game the other night, yesterday.
yeah.
My goodness.
Wow.
It
Smoke.
was. I felt so sorry for Everton at one point. You know when you just want to stop. No. Actually, scratch that. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about Brighton. The Brighton. Who did Brighton play?
West Ham.
Brighton West Ham.
Ham,
Game.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Brighton West Ham I was thinking about from yesterday, right? I am so impressed with Brighton. Wave after wave of attack.
Yeah.
Every time they had the ball, they always had an outlet and options and stuff. Brighton are able to do some of the things that we don't always do.
At West Ham's ground as well, they've done.
At West Ham's
89th
ground. And West Ham
minute.
are not
Overhead
a
kick,
small.
like-
Are not a small team.
Oh yeah, I've got so many.
wow.
I've got so many friends who support West Ham. Shout out to them. Like they have been on such a high, but up until 3 weeks ago, when it was Wolves. I think it was the day we lost against Liverpool. Once they lost against Wolves, you can see there's panicking happening with them now.
Yeah.
But they're a good squad, but they haven't got the squad depth. That's the thing with West Ham. But
And
yeah,
the European
like
games as well.
yeah, that's
Good
what I've been
stuff,
saying from the start. When they qualify for Europe, I straight away said, "You lot are gonna struggle because you haven't got the depth."
Yeah,
Like,
now they qualified out, the group's gonna get more.
well,
more
the main
difficult.
centre back Obama tore his ACL, didn't he?
Yeah.
So that's changed the game.
No, they got less options. Obviously, Diop doesn't get much games anymore, but maybe that's
It's a deal.
performance fitness thing. But yeah, I think I look at that match and I thought, okay, when is Arsenal going to get to that? Because I remember the game, the 07-08 squad in particular.
Yeah.
We could go for a 10-15 minute spell where it's just wave after wave after wave after wave of attack.
Yeah.
And for the opposition team, you put the ball out of play for a throw, and you think you're going to breathe. The ball's back in play again.
Yeah.
And we're moving it again. And I don't see that from our squad yet. I still think
I see elements of it.
I see elements of it in patches. But
Yeah.
I want that key to click. And the thing that gives me some hope is they've always said, when we get our signings in, judge us. And with the signings he's made, they're playing the way he wants them to play.
And
so,
Do you know what's a beautiful thing about that? They're all the same age as well.
Yep.
So like they're all around between 21 and 23.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I know like Arsenal fans ourselves, I don't think we're expecting it all to happen now. But if it happens in the next few seasons with this set of players, I can trust something to happen with these. Like a good win something.
Because we're only gonna get better.
Yeah, only gonna get better.
Well,
Hopefully.
I personally thought this is a fantastic opportunity this season to grab top four because
Yeah, no Europe, innit?
no Europe and the other teams have to play in Europe, and where we are on the table right now, we're only like one win away from top four.
It's up for
We're
grabs.
on level point. We're on level points now.
11 points.
Yeah.
Our goal difference is keeping us out of the top four.
Yeah,
up for
if we
grabs,
win,
yeah.
if we win today, we go 2 points above West Ham, and then we're 8 points above United.
Hey.
That's a distance.
this is-
Considering where we
This is a
started in September, August, September to now, that's
yeah,
Quite a
defeats the Brentford, Man City, and Chelsea, Man City.
that
Liverpool.
almost
Liverpool.
feels
Liverpool.
absurd. To
But
think
yeah,
that we're
three
that far ahead
or
of them.
four of those games, it's like you can look back and you can see, they're Liverpool, they're Man City, they're Chelsea. Like,
yeah. That's the level we want to get to. Like, no one's gonna think that Arsenal are at that level. That's why when we lost against Liverpool, I had fans telling me like, "Oh, that was a reality check." So it wasn't really a reality check. I knew what level we're at. I knew we're not gonna be able to beat Liverpool at Anfield. I wanted us to. I didn't expect us to do 4-0.
I personally feel that when Mane fouled on Tomiyasu,
that changed the whole game.
and when Arteta reacted to Klopp,
yeah,
Klopp had the whole it's something that's triggered them.
yeah.
Triggered the players and the
Yeah.
fans.
Anfield, yeah.
The
Anfield as well, yeah.
Anfield got the 12th man in it.
Yeah,
the fans were the 12th
yeah.
man,
They
so-
all livened up because
Yeah.
at the start we had them quiet.
We had them on
For a
road.
good 40 minutes.
We had
When
them
we were
on road,
approaching
yeah.
half time, I was literally thinking, you know what?
I'll
This
take
is
a
right.
point here.
Yeah, I'll take a point here. But yeah, then that free
But then
kick.
Aubameyang gave away the free kick.
Yeah.
There's lots of stupid tackles to do.
This
as
is
well.
Anfield after all.
He didn't have to make a tackle like that on the play. He was
Such
going
a-
nowhere. He had defenders there to block him or whatever. He just made a lazy. I'll call it a lazy tackle, a striker's tackle. Then you call them strikers. Tackle.
Hostile place.
But I guess on that note, for you, Kai, because I guess we've all talked about our views of for the season, like how we think it's gone so far, like as an Arsenal perspective, Chelsea perspective, Liverpool perspective last time around. For you, looking at I guess what you would have felt pre-season, how Arsenal would have done so far, and then how it was after the first few games to now.
God.
What's your feelings about the season so far?
No, it's been a lot of ups and downs already. Like I remember in the pre-season, like I was thinking we're gonna start. I think we won't know how this team's gonna go until the European games started because like we still had everyone fresh at the start of the season and all that. But when we started, I remember it was the pre-season game when we played Chelsea and Thomas Partey got injured.
Oh Lord.
That's when I was just like, oh yeah, the first few months are gonna be rough. Like even that Partey is not like the most influential player. That's just left a hole in our midfield. And then yeah, the Brentford game happened. That was embarrassment. Chelsea and City, I wasn't expecting anything from those games to be honest. That's why I was more upset about the Brentford game because I was like, this means I'm gonna have a month of shit to deal with. But it's true, you know. Like I was getting left, right, and centre. The memes were relentless. But then yeah, I think when we got that Norwich win, what started the winning run, like, I think it was the style of play what sort of just like, I sort of understood the way we wanted to play. Before that, I was thinking, we're just playing on luck, really, on lucky moments. And then the Spurs performance.
That's
That's-
one.
That made me, like, I've always been very neutral on Arteta, but that performance made me sort of lean more towards the Arteta, like, project because I saw relentless football. I saw like character all the way through the starting 11, and then that's when we had all our signings in. So yeah, I think it was once all the signings came in, I feel like top 4 is within a shot, but I don't know if we're gonna actually make it personally.
Yeah.
But we have it's all to play for. It's in our hands. I feel that top 4, if we can actually like galvanize towards an actual objective, I feel like we can do it. But I have to wait and see. And obviously now United got Ragnick in. That might make it put another
Spanner in the works.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I think for me, it's like I just can't downplay the opportunity.
Yeah, we got it's there in front of us.
Like,
It's there in front
I
of us.
want to be realistic and say our squad is nowhere near, but like we have one game a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
fresh. Like it's first, like I've never seen Arsenal out of Europe because like I'm not that old, innit? But
same. It's unusual. Like,
It's
what
weird.
are we doing?
But-
2 years in a row, finishing 8th.
yeah,
Top 4, man. Half it. That's
Yeah.
very good. We finished 8th twice.
Yeah,
half
yeah.
that. Top 4.
Yeah,
Let's
literally.
move. Because we ain't getting. We're nowhere near one. Like, I think we can safely say that Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City are in a league of their own.
yeah. And I feel like below that, why can't we beat any of those other teams?
Yeah, we should be the best of the rest. Like on paper, it should be Manchester United. It should be on paper, but football's not played on paper, and they're crap up there. So like, as long as that remains the same, there's opportunity for us to do something. West Ham are having a great season, but they're having a bit of wobble right now.
Yeah.
Leicester are Leicester,
Like they
and as
bad.
good as they are, they have Brendan Rodgers their manager. And
Bottles
until he
everything.
figures out how to he starts well, but he can't finish well. Until he figures that part out, they're not going to be a factor to us.
And they're in Europe as well.
And they're in Europe. And of course, we know about the bottle job Spurs.
It sums no, but one thing on Spurs, yeah, it sums it up when they got Conte, I was not scared, and that shouldn't be a thing, yeah. Like, but with like when they got Conte, I was literally like, nah, because he's gonna leave before they get good. Because when he signed the 18-month deal, because most managers these days do the 3 years.
3 years.
Once he said 18 months, like that's not nothing's gonna.
Unless if they're going to do a Madison January and bring in like.
But they
3 or 4
can't.
players.
They can't. Do you see their debt report? They're £80 million in debt now.
They're broke.
Harry
Bro,
Kane.
He needs to go.
Harry
He needs to sell
Kane,
him.
see you
Harry
later.
Kane.
I'm not afraid of
Son,
these man.
see you
I'm
later.
not afraid of these
Moura,
man. Honestly.
see you later.
Yeah, I'm not
I'll be-
afraid.
Didn't he just call him? Didn't he call him out as well? Didn't after that Moura game?
Yeah.
didn't he basically call
Was
them
it
out?
Conte said, "Oh, after 3 weeks, I realised the level of Tottenham's not that high." That's your manager. I'm sorry, you man are a joke.
Did
Like,
you not know this full I mean, did Jose not tell him?
Yeah.
Wow, I would have say,
Yeah.
Jose, I
Good
got
luck
offered
to
a
you.
deal from Tottenham. From who? Tottenham.
No, Jose,
Don't go there,
Jose
bro.
was probably encouraging him because they're still paying him off.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they've just finished paying a Poch. Like these man. Oh
Like
my
Antonio,
god.
don't worry,
Yeah.
it's good money.
Yeah.
And
money's
you
good.
can try,
Yeah.
but if you don't succeed, it's fine.
Yeah.
You won't win anything, but you
Don't
get
win
paid.
It's fine.
You get paid. And if they sack you, they have to pay you more.
Hey, that's
It's
mad, you know.
Yeah, it's mad.
But I mean, it's really funny with Tottenham. Like, like I don't want to say what's the point of Tottenham because it's not that bad. But like, you know, you guys made the Champions League final, which is a shock to all of us having watched those games.
No,
Ajax,
that-
the Ajax match.
That was the
in
most
particular.
terrifying few weeks of my life.
That Ajax game in particular, like Ten Hag should get flogged. But anyway, he's a great manager,
Yeah,
and I'm hoping that come this summer, you know, he decides to stay another year in Holland and doesn't get tempted because Man United, going back to them quickly, how they've done this 6 months with Ranić, they are setting themselves up nicely for the summer.
Yeah.
Pochettino, Zidane,
Yeah.
they could go for Ten Hag.
Hag.
You know,
Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann, that's the name I was thinking of there.
I don't see him leaving, but they could go for Marco Rose, who's like the next junior. There's also Marcelo Gallardo, who just won the South American Champions League with River Plate. Copa Libertadores, Libertadores, for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And when he took over, they were like languishing. They were nowhere, and he's turned them into champions. So he is the one that, if you're gonna gamble,
Yeah.
or they could do something really interesting and hire Graham Potter. And
It's not out of the realm of impossible.
I'd back that because I think he'd do a great. I mean, the football Brighton play, he went to Man United. They could really become something. Could be a
But
force.
is he a big enough profile for Man United though? Because
Man United
Man
need to
United
not-
have
They
been
need
employing,
to-
employing
I'm
bums
sorry,
all
they
this
did.
time.
Like, we took second-hand manager. Like they just
Yeah.
get over it. Like,
Man United. I mean, they could go for profile, but they could go smart. 'Cause if you have a manager like Potter who plays a very good brand of football with these players like Brighton, look at the Brighton. Listen, the way how they were pinging the ball about the other night, I know, honestly, I had to stop and be like, but this is Brighton, you know, this is actually ridiculous. Tarek Lamptey got the ball, came on the second half on the right back.
Go on,
He
Tarek.
gets the ball, he drives up the wing. I'm thinking, okay, there's 3 men around him. There is nowhere to go. He turned, ran back towards his own goal a little bit, spun back, went the other way. The ball got scooped up and he went past him. I was like, my man's just left 3 players, you know, 3. And I was like, I'm looking, thinking, wow, like they don't fear anyone. Even the way how they equalised, they don't fear it. Like I thought, West Ham go on, get a second goal, kill this game off. But then Brighton just kept going and going and going. And then Neil Maupay, that little jammy, what a goal. But then looking at them, looking at Potter's reaction, but man wanted to win. He's like, I don't want to draw. Go on, get the ball back. Let's go. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's done something there, and they believe in the football.
Yeah.
And you look at people like Duffy who are playing the ball out from the back. Lewis Dunk, who's like, I just look at them and they never seem worried. Basuma's balling out.
yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, I think Potter could be a good shout. But talking about, I guess, people moving and coming back, you mentioned the Arsene Wenger documentary Invincibles. It's out.
Yeah.
The book was trash, but the video is a lot better. Thank
Yeah,
God
yeah,
that
the
they
film's
kind of
good.
tweaked it a lot.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk of Mikel saying that they've had a few conversations. He's open to bringing him back into the fold. First and foremost, what do you think about the idea of Arsene Wenger coming back, and how would you see that working? What role would he have at Arsenal?
Well, I don't know if I'll have him back right now in the middle of the process we're doing, like in this season. But if he came and took a position in the board, you cannot argue against that. The man stayed at Arsenal so the Emirates can get built. Like, he's a part of our history and all that. But I just think at this moment of time, we need to let this season play through so Mikel can get his because he obviously has the right mentality, what we've been looking for. We need to get that through to all the players. But I feel like Arsene can be seen as a great figure back in the club. He can proper motivate. He can motivate a change room easy, I reckon. But we can't do what United did with Ferguson, where we're letting him pick the next manager.
Let him call the shots. When the game's moved on so much.
Yeah, the game has moved on from Wenger, and that's I've seen a documentary and he's explained why he hasn't taken other jobs and all that, but I think it boils down to football's moved on from him.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like Wenger could be a great national team manager, but I don't know if he could be a club manager at the moment.
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like if he was taking a role up in the chair in the board, whenever he can play,
For you, Craig, would you have him back, and what role would you make him play?
I have like a director of football.
So
Edu's
would that
our
mean
one.
Edu gets fired, or are you saying Edu just becomes a junior?
Or you have him like helping Edu with transfers, like advising as an advisor.
Yeah.
Advise, not that advisor.
Doing the phone calls.
Yeah, like because he was very good at when he was selling players and buying players. Like he was like a very good negotiator. So and he always knows the French market. So he would always find.
Yeah, he was
a little
instrumental
gem.
with Lacazette, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Good talent spot. Good talent spot.
Or the Lacazette?
Even though he didn't live up to the heights he was, but he was a top player.
I can't
Leon.
stand that guy, bro. Like, honestly, he just annoys me, man. So since he started losing his hair, bro, it's just gone downhill.
Poor guy.
Let's be honest. The wavy skin fade, it was on point. The beard skin fade on point. You knew he was gonna do something a little bit.
Yeah.
It's always the big games to come. A fresh train, Liverpool game, and he took the ball off Alisson and scooped it in the top corner. That was a lovely goal. But since then, it's like, where is he? But anyway, I would be intrigued to see if Arsene could come back in a coaching capacity.
Really?
Yeah, but not doing like, and what I would give him this responsibility to do is work with players on a 1-to-1 basis. Because I feel like the biggest thing I feel like is missing from Arsenal right now, because you see it with Saka and you see it with Smith Rowe, it's just that bravery. When they get the ball, they'll drive at people and they'll try combination stuff. Ainsley has it, but Ainsley's language.
You saw it from Tavares last week at
Tavares
the
has
game.
it.
Like, I think it's after the Liverpool performance, because I was surprised that he started after that, and like he was playing on my side of the stadium in the first half, and you can see even though he was taking those shots, was
It's mad.
winding everyone up here. But you could see he was on something. He wanted to prove something. But yeah, you need that coming through the whole team.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yeah, Wenger might be able to help with that.
So
to be honest.
I would want to see him do that, because I think ultimately, in as well as Arteta's got us structured really well, we are missing some of the off the cuff Arsene Wenger-esque football, which we had when Emery was in charge for the first few games,
Yeah.
for the first 10 games. Then obviously the muscle memory ran out, and then it was the coaching took over, and we all kind of faltered. The Leicester game in particular, to me that's peak Arsene Wenger football. Especially the third goal when.
I remember that goal.
That goal just lives in my head.
Takes you back.
Ozil starts it off, lets the ball run, bounces around the corner to Bellerin, down the line to Guendouzi. Oh man,
That was a goal.
inside,
and a half, man.
steps over it, Lacazette round the corner, Ozil, Aubameyang tapping.
You saw shoots of that in Saka's first goal last week. Really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that used to be like a standard of our
Yeah.
games, that we'll score at least one goal like that each game, pretty much.
Because I feel like what's lost in this team now is the structure's good. We're playing out from the back. There's confidence, everything. But I just don't see us being able to keep the ball high up the pitch. And like if we get pressed, because even our worst teams, like the 10-11, the Shamak era, the
Lord Blentner.
we're starting to get towards the bad banter era, right?
Denilson.
We could keep the ball.
Yeah.
We could keep the ball. Like we weren't good with it anymore, but we could keep it. And now I feel like it's getting better, but it still feels like hot potato. And I want to see us get the ball and keep
I
it.
think that shows the youth in the squad, really. Like, I feel like these lot just need to grow up a little bit more.
I think it's the technical level. I just think we don't have as many technical players as we used to, and it's slowly going back up again. Because think of it, I can't believe we actually managed to have Rosicky, Arshavin, Nasri, Fabregas, and all on the pitch at the same time.
Yeah.
Which to me doesn't make any sense. Like, how do you fit all this?
But Wenger made it work.
Made it work.
Was that 07, 08, wasn't it?
That would have been if Arshavin was there, it would have been a bit later. So maybe
What was that? That was the what year? What year was
9, 10,
the
I think.
4-4 with Liverpool?
that would have been
That's
07.
Was it the Eduardo?
No, that's 8,
was it
9.
the Eduardo year?
That's 07, 08.
Oh,
my
the
God,
silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eduardo.
remember, yeah.
That was the most heartbreaking.
Because I think we had one season where we had Arshavin, Nasri, Fabregas all together. It's pre-Cazorla. We had those and Rosicky. So we had them 4 on the pitch at the same time. Crazy football.
Crazy type.
Yeah,
Crazy
we've come a
stuff.
long way, man. But yeah, if Arsene does come back, I think it will give everyone a lift. I think because it will say that we've kind of healed as a club. It still feels like things are a bit.
I think Jack Wilshere coming back at the start of the season helped them with mentality a bit as well.
I have a feeling he's gonna get he's gonna play. I don't think he's gonna get.
I don't think
a
he's gonna
contract. Under 23 he's gonna play. I think he's
Yeah,
gonna play.
I feel like with Jack
Wilshere,
Wilshere, what that did was like show the whole like culture we're trying to bring back to Arsenal, because it was a player who was crying out for help basically, and we as a club approached him and said we're here to help. Like we're not even like just offering him a contract. We said no, just come and like you can help run training sessions and all that. And it shows like we're still like the club what you came up through. Like you were still always welcome. I think
How old is he?
He's not even 30. No,
He's not old.
29.
Yeah, he's like 29. Yeah.
So he's still got
To be fair,
time
this
to.
year, then.
Yeah, that's why people are
find
confused. Why hasn't he got a team? Because he's a good player.
His injuries.
No, it was good. He
Yeah.
has had an injury in like 3-4 years. It was just that horrible record he had for like that 5
played
year
on his head
Yeah,
like, really
West Ham let him
badly.
go because they just didn't. Moyes didn't fancy him anymore. Bournemouth is the strange one. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Why they decided they didn't want him.
Yeah.
Maybe they think he hasn't got the
No,
legs for the
like, he
championship.
didn't have to leave Arsenal. He said in interviews as well. He was like, he only left because Emery said, "I can't guarantee you as a starter."
Oh, he should have said the contract, bro. He
He's
still be there now.
Yeah, no, he said already. He's like, that was the most stupid thing I've ever done in my career.
Could have sold El Neni. I mean, you know what? The ironic thing is because they've even asked him like, do you think you're gonna get a new contract? And he keeps saying, I don't know, I don't want to say. But they asked him about, will you play? And he did this weird little cheeky grin. So I feel like either an under 23s game or there'll be a behind closed door friendly which they won't even tell us about. He'll play in,
Yeah,
or he has played in.
yeah.
Because no, in Arsenal they could easily do it, and then that'll be what they'll use as the determinant to see whether they'll actually give him. I personally think come January they will give him a deal. At the end of the season, because it makes sense with AFCON.
Yeah.
El Neni will be gone. Partey will be gone.
Pepe will be gone.
Who cares
well,
about him?
who cares about him?
Pepe will be gone. Aubameyang will be gone. There will be a space for him to play midfield.
That might be good for
As
like
a
you know.
rotation option.
Actually, that's-
Martinelli I want to see come through during that time.
Although I think we should still buy such a midfielder, but I would
Yeah.
buy someone and bring in Jack, unless it's the player we want to buy, like say because Frank Kessie is able on a free end of the season. Then Zachariah as well could come in. But if we don't want to buy someone, then we could do that. But
That's what I was thinking about with Partey. I think Wenger would be a good. Do you think Wenger would be a good like maybe arm around for someone like Partey?
Thomas Partey,
Yeah.
No, not Partey. Sorry,
You mean
Pepe.
Pepe?
Pepe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm sold with him. I want him gone, to be honest.
I love Pepe.
Like no, the thing is, it frustrates me. I see he's such a skilled player, but he just can't adapt it to this league. I think
He's
So-
got no intensity. No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
that's not even true because the FA Cup.
Oh yeah, he was on
He
smoke.
turned. Bro, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
Even there was
Do you
video.
remember the disallowed goal?
Bro.
Like that was mad.
Pepe was on crud, smoke the whole lot.
I forgot about that performance.
The
'cause
thing
he was
I
so
like
long
the
in
most,
there.
there was a video that came out after the final, which he made with his brothers. He's like, it's coming to Arsenal. Forget about Chelsea. It's coming to Arsenal or something. And I was just like, well, that's a bit. But I mean, it came out afterwards.
It
so
came
it's all
out,
good.
yeah.
But it was recorded beforehand.
Yeah.
He was on smoke, and that Pepe hasn't come. I don't know what's happened to him.
He had a little like, upturn in form towards the end of last season. I remember, like it was the last 3 games, so like when it was confirmed we're not playing Europe. Basically, he just decided to turn up and score like I
And
think,
relax.
yeah, I think he scored like 4 and 4 or something like that. But it was crazy. But now he's just like he's losing his place to Martinelli. To be honest, it's like
Wow.
I think they should. It does because Arteta is a bit weird like that because he did the same thing to Ainsley, but Ainsley was just very smart and he social media plea kind of forced the club to give him another chance. But like, I feel like they've frozen him out. The weird thing is the role Lacazette plays right now in that number 10 position. I think you put Pepe in there and we might have something because the kid can pass, he can shoot, and he's so unpredictable and he's loose with his touch, but it's not like he's got poor technique. It's just poor decision making. I think put him in the hole. Goodness,
you can even make a break. You can make a break.
think about what he's
that
doing.
that pace with Smith Rowe, Pepe, and Saka on that wings.
But you know what I would
With him
do?
in the centre.
But
Yeah.
then this is why I go back to the Arsene Wenger way of playing. You keep the same formation. I'd say to Saka, I'd do that. I'd start him in a 10, right? I'd say to Saka, Smith Rowe, and Pepe, all 3 of you have a free role. Go wherever the hell you want. Create chaos. If one's on the left, drop in on the middle, drop on the right. Do you know how hard it'll be? 1 minute you look up, Pepe's on the right wing. Okay, cool. Smith Rowe's in the 10. Saka's on the left. All right, calm. Next attack. Saka's now on the left, in the 10. Smith Rowe's on the right. Pepe's on the left. You're like, huh? That's what we need.
Playground football. Street
Playground
football.
Just wave off the wave and then see what happens. But
Send Pepe to goals, mate. Just send Pepe to goals and see how it's done. 5-a-side, 7-a-side.
You might need it, you know.
Just show him how it's done.
I might have to send him further than goals, to be fair. I might have to send him back to the harsh grounds of the Ivory Coast and get some proper training, man, because it's some madness.
Damn.
The final thing, we've got 2 more things to discuss today, and then we're all good to go. But I guess one that's been very interesting, Steven Gerrard. I call it his audition for Liverpool because that's what it is. He's had a couple games, got some wins under his belt. It looks like which is interesting because Villa, they sacked Dean Smith. He went to Norwich, and Norwich looks way better than they did before.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just that Norwich, like Dean Smith has a good because Aston Villa was Dean Smith's club, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's just because he hasn't got the pressure of it being his boy's club anymore. He's got more freedom when it comes to his tactics, really.
And he's got them playing well. But Gerrard at Villa,
Yeah, good
it's quite
appointment.
interesting. For you, Matthew, looking at what he's done so far, obviously we're not going to touch on the managerial debate between him and Lampard because I feel like that will get very sticky. But we'll save that until Lampard gets another job. We'll hold off judgment.
Well, no, I didn't even know there was a fucking question when it comes to that. I'm sorry, but Gerrard's won like brought Rangers back
True.
from bottom of the Scottish League and won them the title.
That is true.
Lampard,
Did he win anything?
no, he didn't win anything with Derby.
He didn't win anything with you.
He
guys.
couldn't
didn't
spend
win.
any money in his first
No,
season.
I'm talking about Derby. I'm talking about Derby.
Oh,
'cause-
Derby?
yeah,
No, he got to the final, but he couldn't finish the dinner. So 2 finals, 2...
Well, that's.
But considering he can work with a young squad, he can work with no money, and he still manages to be... I'll look back at
Yeah,
Lampard.
but then look what happened.
Di
Look what happened when
Matteo's
the
a better coach than Frank Lampard, fam. He won the Champions League.
Yeah, better players.
That's not even Frank.
Oh, Frank, I still love you.
Anyway,
Frank.
let's not kill him. But yeah, Steven Gerrard, for you, like looking at what he's doing, I think Liverpool job will be his next job.
Line it up.
I see Jurgen will maybe go to national team,
Well, I think
take over there,
I'd
or
be
maybe
out
he
there.
might go somewhere else. But I think when his contract's up, I can see that being the move.
Yeah.
What do you think in terms of like how that would all go?
He's done well since he's been there. Villa should be doing better than what they've been producing lately. Jack Grealish money has been spelled variety places on the team, but it just hasn't clicked under Dean Smith. I think it's a case of too many players to look after, and I think he
I
just
think
lost.
Aston Villa got ahead of
He lost
themselves.
his
a
way.
bit
They
as
got
well.
a bit ahead of themselves.
They
Did
did.
well last year, finishing in that
Trying to bid
mid-table
for
bit.
Smith Rowe.
Trying to bid for Smith.
Trying for
Rowe.
business Smith Road and convincing Buendia that they're a better project than us.
They got this respect.
Well,
levels.
clearly,
Yeah.
I don't know, but the two. It says 3 games. 1-2. Man City. So I don't really kind of
There you go.
hold that
Yeah.
against him.
That's a free hit at this point. Then
Who was the next game? Who was the next game against?
Palace they beat 2-1.
Yeah, Palace beat 2-1, and then they played someone else afterwards. I can't remember who they played, but no. Yeah, I think he's delivering. I wasn't overly convinced of him joining from Rangers because I think he could have had something really good there and established himself as a proper legend. You know, going invincible in the league and then going to do something in Europe as well, and then to the league as well. But if he wants a Liverpool job, he needs a proper big profile. And Villa's a fantastic place to start because they're in a state of transition and they're a massive club, massive history. It's on his side, and if you look at them now since he's joined, that mid-table pushing for Europa Conference League spot is it's looking a lot more possible. Again, they're not in Europe right now, but it's only like what cup game? It's only FA Cup really and truly.
Yeah, they're out of the League Cup, aren't they?
They're out of the League Cup. Yeah, they're out of the League Cup, FA Cup. Get a good cup run, good position in league. It could look really, really well for him. It just kind of depends on how he uses the squads and players around him, getting something out of Buendia, especially because, you know, if he's going to join Aston Villa, saying with his chest and going against Arsenal, then he's got to really make it count.
Yeah, he really does.
He really has to make it count. But, you know, he's like, so far, so all right. And like you said before, it's good for Liverpool because if he doesn't deliver, you don't get a job. And if he does, then he gets it. So because it's a case of putting a time frame on it. How long is it going to take before Liverpool take the plunge and take him on?
Well, Klopp said he's got like at least 3 years. Yeah, I think that's if Gerrard stays at Villa for 3 years
and get them somewhere.
That's a perfect training ground. It's perfect like time to like proper like nail down what your philosophy is. It's good.
Yeah.
Like it's in England, so you're getting used to the Premier League. Like, yeah, it'll be a good move for him.
Can you imagine if he won the FA Cup as a player and as a manager with Aston Villa. I think that's going to be such a CV already, along with your Scottish League win.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you can get Villa to Europe as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better proof. There's no better proof than that.
Especially if they knock out Everton along the way. I'm just putting that out there. If that happens, I want £15 just because I came up with that scenario. No other reason. Who was your player of the week, Greg? Do you have one?
From the weekend fixtures?
Yeah. Or even the midweek fixtures. Who's been your player of the week so far?
Last weekend, I'll have to say... Who stood out for me last weekend?
That's a difficult one.
It's a hard one because
a lot of
football that's gone on. I think I'm going to say this. I don't even think they had their best game yesterday, but the player that stood out for me and is my opinion on him is slowly changing is Declan Rice.
Well, you never rated him before.
I felt he was overrated
Nah.
for what he does, but listen, I saw he sent someone shop yesterday, and I had to stop, and I was like, is that you? He dropped the shoulder and chopped the ball back the other way. I was like, is this Declan Rice and peas? Nah. Declan, he's good. I was like, no, you know what? The step, but I don't know if is he playing this well because he's good, or is it because of the environment he has at West Ham? And would he be the same at a United or a Chelsea?
Well, that's if he ever leaves, because obviously I'm friends with a lot of West Ham fans, so I hear all of the rumours and stuff. Like their captain Martin Noble, this is going to probably be his last season.
Yeah, I think he said it is last season.
Yeah. They've been ready giving the armband to Rice. Do you know how much West Ham's one of those clubs where if you're the captain, it means something.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I feel like once he gets that armband secured, he might just sign. They might sign a thing.
I'd say about him.
Yeah, but West Ham looking alright at the moment. When my boys see this, they're gonna be loving this. But they're actually looking at a decent team. If they give him a good contract and then put a buyout clause of 200 million or something like that,
No one's gonna touch him with a
no one
barge
touch him.
pole.
No one touch him, but he's happy.
Yeah, create a legacy where you're at.
Yeah. It's
Honestly.
he can be Mr. West Ham if he wants to be it. The opportunity's there.
Yeah,
but
same way.
And the reality is, if for me personally, I would love it if West Ham win the Europa League this season.
God, nah.
I would, as Matt, because West Ham, they've grown on me this year, man.
Nah.
They've grown on me.
Once you hang around their fans long enough, that'll change your mind.
Our manager's West Ham fan, so I always have. But he's a great guy though. I always have I have a soft spot for West Ham, man. Which is weird as an Arsenal fan.
It'd be nice seeing Antonio lift that trophy though.
Yeah,
It would be the Monday in right.
Europa League. What am I saying? Nah, domestic cup. You can have the Carling or something.
Yeah.
Let's have a league cup.
European trophies a bit too much.
Yeah, above us now. We can't have that.
And FA Cup win. A West Ham.
If they win FA Cup, I can
at Wembley.
I can handle that. I can handle them.
League Cup. Not the FA Cup.
Not the
No,
the winning League Cup. Yeah.
We're winning League Cup too. But
the FA Cup is so patterned to Arsenal now that literally, I've had so many people when we won the last one. They literally say, "Oh, that's your cup, isn't it?" Straight away. That's a cup. Even when Leicester won it last year, I literally had who were not Arsenal fans saying to me, "Oh yeah, they're renting your cup for the year, aren't they?"
Look, if that's the case, we win this season. I'll take that as a start. But I think West Ham, if they can. With the Europe thing, if they can get to the next phase and get to the quarters, semi-final, and it's a narrow defeat,
they're gonna have some big teams. They got Dortmund in there now.
Coming down, yeah.
Barca might be going in there.
But Barcelona are trash.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Barcelona being in the Europa League, they'll just be like, "No, it's so embarrassing. We'll have to step it up."
We'll have to win.
If West Ham knocked out Barcelona,
I
don't even think Tottenham could chat to them anymore. I'm genuinely. I don't care how bad Barcelona are. If West Ham knock out Barcelona in Europa,
that's like FIFA result, isn't it?
Can't chat to them at all. Not for 3 years.
That's a FIFA Ultimate Team result, man. When someone, when you know the guy who has the West Ham badge, but then has the 5-star rated players. That is literally what I can imagine.
I'm hoping for that, West Ham, if you draw Barcelona and you get through, I want £20 in it per fan that listens. I'm saying. I saw you guys out. I'll get you through to the final. Don't worry. I got a plug. I'll get you guys there. Don't worry. We stopped Tottenham winning last time around, so it's all good.
Oh, man. That'd be so funny.
Have you had any thoughts, Craig, on your player of the week?
Yeah, Bernardo Silva. The goal he scored yesterday was amazing.
For a guy who wants to leave the club, he ain't doing half bad.
I still haven't seen the goal,
It's tidy.
Wicked
It
goal.
It was a good team goal.
Wicked goal.
Considering they were going to sell him in the summer as well. That's madness, man.
I know, right?
I think Ramsdale saved last week as well against
Newcastle.
Yeah,
John Joe Shelby.
When it was
Do you know what's
when it
name?
was 0-0.
Have you seen these haters who are like, every time Ramsdale makes a big save, they're like, oh, he's doing it for the cameras. He's a goalkeeper, bro. I'm sorry, but if that's how he saves how he makes saves, you can't complain. You literally can't
Do you
complain.
think he could be making the case for goalkeeper of the year?
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of Liverpool fans will get like butthurt about Alisson not winning that. Like, 'cause that's what I'm seeing on Twitter the most. That's the thing I'm seeing on Twitter the most. Whenever Ramsdale does something good, the Liverpool fans wake up and say, "Oh, if Alisson did this, yeah." But the difference is, Alisson's like 29, isn't he, or something like that? Ramsdale's 23.
I mean,
Like,
I think the only thing that would stop Ramsdale winning... No, if Ramsdale wins goalkeeper of the season, Arsenal make Champions League.
yeah,
And have won a trophy.
yeah,
so...
yeah. That's
what it comes down to.
facts. That's
Because
not that is facts.
expectation,
Yeah.
right? If we finish fifth, I wouldn't give it to him. Doesn't matter how well he's played. He
Yeah.
haven't done much. But then again, yeah, if Arsenal make Champions League, then Ramsdale will probably will be up there. But then Mendy and Alisson might argue. But for me, you know what's going to be interesting, all the home fixtures we got against the big teams now.
Yeah.
And the way to get the bridge against Chelsea. Because if he keeps a clean sheet in one of those games, or two of those games, considering we still have to place Liverpool at home, City at home, Trash United at home, obviously Chelsea away.
They've moved that fixture.
Well,
now,
we
'cause-
got like, I wouldn't call this a big game. We got Spurs away though.
Yeah, but which Spurs are we going to get
exactly,
though? Are we
right.
going to get the bottle
That's like-
jobs? Are we
yeah,
going to
yeah.
get the ones that can perform? Are we going to get the ones we beat the other? I don't know. It depends which one turns up.
It's after the January window, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Kane
But
still
they're in
be
debt.
there?
Yeah, and they're in debt. Like, they need to sell someone.
Well, they're in debt, but you know what it is with Levy? They'll find money.
Yeah,
They'll find a way.
They'll find money.
have to claim more debt.
Yeah, man.
Way, man. So we'll hopefully have some good news on the Arsenal front end of the day.
Yeah, the game starts
The
soon.
game starts soon. I've seen El Neni is in the starting 11.
Oh, you joking?
So I have to just, like I said before the game, thoughts and prayers with the team. I mean that now. But it should be very interesting.
yeah, he's close.
Yeah, El Neni alongside Partey.
Oh,
Got
my
Martinelli
God.
right wing, Smith Rowe left wing, Odegaard, Aubameyang. The back five stays the same. Just Ramsdale.
Mind you, no, I remember
Tomiyasu,
Old
Rashford,
Trafford
Tavares.
last year. It was Partey on Nelly.
Yeah,
They shut him up.
It does work.
I forgot. Like, yeah, United's midfield.
Oh yeah, remember that?
It works, but
Yeah,
El
United's-
Neni hasn't played for a while.
But he's reliable.
Wait,
He's
that was,
reliable
I remember
player.
that.
Man United have gone back.
1-0 win.
Yeah.
Man United have gone back to McFred in midfield.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. Partey on Nelly's better than
So
McFred.
up front, so this Man United have got De Gea, Dalot, Lindelof, Maguire, Telles, McFred, Sancho, Fernandes, Rashford, and Cristiano. Can't go. America, Ronaldo up front. So yeah,
This could be take your time with it all
this
over
could
again.
be very interesting. But yeah, we got McFred in the middle. I don't. Fred is good though.
If I'm Arteta, I'm telling Arteta target them back there, them two defenders, all their defense, target them.
No, just through the middle. That
Yeah.
whole middle
Yeah.
section of United.
Target them.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Have
target
fun.
Maguire and Lindelof. Lindelof doesn't
I think
like
it's
play.
interesting that Martinelli's playing. Saka must have a knock then. But
Yeah,
You pay Martinelli. Oh, he's having the time of his life.
Yeah, Saka's on the
Have
bench.
fun.
Saka's on the bench. Like, Martinelli's got the pace to absolutely ruin.
Do come on, man. Do the
half his
samba
play.
around
No,
McFred,
Leno.
mate. Oh my
Injured.
goodness.
Oh, sick. No Leno on the bench. Got a Congo on the bench instead. Mad. Well,
All right, yeah. I can
kickoff
go
is
with
very soon. Should be
wow.
very interesting. Looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing that.
No, mate, no.
He's on the bench.
Is Maguire still suspended?
Yeah.
You can't load it over him there.
Maguire's there. Maguire, do your thing. Well, anyway, it's been fun.
been
And
great,
looking forward to seeing what happens next. And of course, we'll cover the result of this game in next week's podcast. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks Clive for joining us.
no problem.
Matthew,
Happy
Craig, as
Respect.
always. This is
Peace.
one kick from glory. We'll be back for another one very soon. Messi shows that the number 7 isn't just reserved for the Portuguese man, and in fact, it's his. 7 Ballon d'Ors. He is
I rate that.
the best.
Yeah.
Oh,
On paper.
7 heaven.
And with that, we're gone.
All right, nice and boys.
Safe.